Bingo. Gotta get my setup straight before I go in, y'all. You know what I mean? Bear with me. I'm still fairly new to the live thing. I've been on YouTube for a while, but still fairly new to the live, to doing the lives. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. So, what's good, man? You see the title? I mean, we in the building. Energy and love to universal family and all that. We definitely in the building. You see the title. Let me let a couple people come into the room, then I'm just gonna take over. You dig? Yeah, man. Hit the thumbs up as you come into the room. Like I told y'all, I'm gonna be doing these lives. You're gonna be seeing a lot more of me, man. I was gonna go live yesterday, but I was having some trouble with my internet connection. So I didn't get to go live yesterday, but we here. You know what I mean? You're gonna see a lot more of me. A lot more of a SAR. I'm in rock, man. We're gonna be bringing you that information. And I seen this topic come across my timeline. It was trending yesterday, and it came back across my timeline today. So yeah, man. Without further ado, it's 2 minutes in. We about to go in. You know what I'm saying? This is Asar Amin Ra of Indigenous People Media Outlet. Energy and love to the universal family, man. Peace and blessings, all that good stuff. Okay, now it hits the blogs today pretty much that Jay Z has some influence in helping Kaepernick get his NFL workout. You know what I'm saying? Kaepernick, if you haven't heard, Kaepernick is getting a chance to work out for some NFL teams. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be more than one. There's several NFL teams. I guess they want to see him work out. And, we might see Kaepernick back in the league. You know, we might see Kaepernick back in the league. But my thing is with the whole situation, right? When Kaepernick took the kneel, when he kneeled, he wasn't kneeling for a job. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't what he was kneeling about. You know what I'm saying? So I know a lot of people they might be happy when they see this. Oh, Kaepernick getting back. That was never an issue about Kaepernick having a spot on the team. That wasn't why he was kneeling. He wasn't kneeling for a spot on the team. You know what I'm saying? If our memory serves us correctly, Kaepernick was kneeling because of injustice. The things that go on in the, how our people was being oppressed. You know what I'm saying? And the injustices, the things that goes on in these neighborhoods of how people was getting slain by the cops. Minorities, people of color was getting slain by the cops at an alarming rate. This was the main reason why he was protesting. And not only just that, it was about the oppression that our people of this country face. So it was about injustice, oppression, and like all these different social political things. You know what I mean? So, you know, we all know that it's still minorities being slain in the streets. You know what I'm saying? The injustice continues. It still hasn't stopped. You know what I'm saying? We know that our people get locked up at an alarming rate. You know what I'm saying? And they're given the max on the sentence. What the sentence carries, they're giving the max on that. So that means they're getting more time than what the average person would get. You know what I'm saying? So this all has to do with injustice. If you haven't seen that documentary, 13th Amendment, go check that out. These are the things that Kaepernick was kneeling for. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want that to get lost in the sauce because at first, they try to spin it and say, okay, Kaepernick was kneeling for police brutality, which you're right. He was kneeling for that, but that was only part of it. If you go back to those first interviews he did, he told you what he was kneeling for. You know what I'm saying? And it was injustice, oppression, and how the prison industrial system was set up. All of those things, that's what he was kneeling for. You know what I'm saying? That's part of injustice. If we're talking injustice, we're talking about judicial system and the laws and things like that. So that means that these laws that were set up against us, that's an injustice. You know what I'm saying? So he kneeled for injustice, oppression, and all those type of things. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, if he get a job, hey, I salute him. You know what I'm saying? Everybody deserves to be able to feed their family. You know what I'm saying? And that's his career field. And of course, he should be able to work just like anybody else. You know, but if we don't, can't forget, Kaepernick won a settlement against the NFL. He basically sued the NFL and he won. So his fight against the NFL, he won that fight a long time ago, whether he get a job or not. He won his fight against the NFL. Now, I guess he does want to be back in the league. You know what I'm saying? So since he want to be back in the league, he should have that right. You know what I'm saying? I will say that. But him getting a job was never the fight. You know what I'm saying? That's my point, what I'm trying to make. Kaepernick getting a job in the NFL was never the fight. It was about injustice, oppression, and just against people of color in this country. You know what I'm saying? So they try to spit it, and first they try to make it like, okay, he was just protesting for police brutality. Brutality. No, that wasn't it. That was part of it, but that wasn't the whole protest. Then they try to spin like, oh, he was disrespecting the flag, and all these different ways they kept trying to spin that. But if you go back to the original reason why Kaepernick was protesting, it was injustice, oppression, and just the atrocities that have went on in this country against people of color. He was standing up for all of that. You know what I'm saying? And at some point, it seemed like maybe he even got swayed in, what his objective was. I don't know his agenda when he first was kneeling, but those were the things that he said he was protesting for. You know what I'm saying? So when we talk oppression, you gotta have this reparations conversation. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have certain conversations got to come up. You know what I'm saying? When you're talking oppression and injustice, it's more than just police brutality. You know what I'm saying? Now, I've seen in a lot of places where they're releasing a lot of prisoners that got nonviolent sentences. They're releasing these prisoners, uh, because they got penalized too harsh on their sentences, basically, what they're saying now. So they're releasing a lot of prisoners in a lot of different states. So I have seen that. So, that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? But the fight that Kaepernick, I don't want people to think just because Kaepernick gets a job that the fight is over with. You know what I'm saying? The fight for injustice and the fight for oppression, that's a never ending fight right there. Because for one, it's a stolen land, you know what I'm saying? And we're dealing with people that was basically kidnapped from their country. So that means it's some sort of reparation that has to go on, you know what I'm saying? And it's like no amount of money that you can give can basically be enough to those people, you know what I'm saying? So the fight, you know what I'm saying? If you're a revolutionary at heart, the fight is a never ending fight. You know what I'm saying? Our goals haven't been accomplished. If the man gets a job, I salute that. Salute Kaepernick if he gets a job. You know what I'm saying? Even salute him on that lawsuit that he got from the NFL. You know what I'm saying? He keep getting W's. You feel me? So salute that. You know what I'm saying? And he was a vanguard. He put it all on the people, man. So that's definitely commendable. Salute that. You know what I mean? But it's coming out, you know what I'm saying, that Jay-Z might have had a part in helping him get his job. For a matter of fact, being that Jay-Z is a partner with the NFL, he's over the Jay-Z is over the pardon self for a fact. He's over the social justice department, basically, in the NFL. Jay-Z is. You know what I'm saying? So for him to be able to get Kaepernick a job or help him get a job, I would say, because his talent overall is what's going to get him the job if he gets back in. You know what I'm saying? That's even commendable. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, okay, even with Jay-Z, at one point Jay-Z was like pretty much standing up. He still is. He's like one of the like self-appointed leaders in the black communities, the quote unquote black community. Now, I want to say this. In the community, basically, the one with the biggest bag is going to end up, he's going to be the leader because he has the most resources. And if he's moving in a way where you could say with any sort of integrity to where his people could look at him like, okay, we can get behind this guy. He's going to just be the leader. And that's Jay-Z right now. He got the biggest bag. Said that to say that. Jay-Z got the biggest bag, and he has a certain level of consciousness to where people can identify with Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? They can relate to him. So he's basically the leader of our people right now. You know what I'm saying? He's one of them. He's one of the leaders. You know what I'm saying? Because we have many leaders inside, this nation. You know what I'm saying? And he's definitely one of the leaders. And him getting in bed with the NFL, right? Now we got two Jay-Z's right now, right? We got the activist Jay-Z, and then we got the businessman Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? The mogul. That's two different what you would call it. That's two different titles. You know what I'm saying? And they almost conflict with each other. Being an activist and being a business person is almost a conflict of interest. If it's a certain way that you have to run your business. You can't let uh, the money cloud your judgment. If you're an activist and you standing on your principles, you can't let the money cloud your judgment. You can't basically. I said this in another bill. Selling your soul is basically going against your morals and principles for the bag, because we're talking about selling something. So if you're selling something, you're going to get money for it. You know what I'm saying? Or some kind of barter system, you're going to get something for it. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's wealth, riches, whatever. You know what I'm saying? A promise, whatever. When you sell your soul, you're basically selling out for the bag. Now, nothing is wrong with getting the bag. You know what I'm saying? Everything is a science. We're science. We're scientists. Naturally, we're scientists. So that means it's a science to get in the bag. So, you know, being a poor righteous teacher don't mean that you can't go get the bag. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Poor righteous teacher mean you're not asking for nothing for your teachers. That mean. But that doesn't mean that you can't go get the bag, because I heard people use that term and try to use it in a demeaning kind of way where they say a poor righteous, starting a business, whether it's whatever it is, you're going to apply science to it. You know what I'm saying? It's a science to it. You know what I'm saying? Basically. But when you're an activist, or if you're a businessman, you know what I'm saying? It's almost a conflict of interest. But if you're an activist and you're a businessman, you just have to move with a certain level of integrity. You know what I'm saying? You can't just jump on every opportunity, especially if it's not beneficial to your people. That's where it comes down to. If them opportunities trap, what up? If them opportunities is not beneficial to your people, then it's best to stay away from them and just, you're not thinking of yourself in a whole. And just, you're thinking of your people in a whole. You're not just thinking of yourself, what's best for you. If you're an activist, that's a businessman. But if you're a businessman that's an activist, in this case, that's what Jay-Z is. He's a businessman that's an activist, right? So he made the move to get with the NFL, which as an activist, I don't think that's the best decision because if you're an activist, you want to stay away from the corporate world. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where the corporate business is it doesn't have the best interests of the people. In the corporate world, the interests of the people, I mean the interest in the corporate world is making money. You know what I'm saying? At the people's cost, at the cost of the people. You know what I'm saying? So it's a direct conflict of interest if you're not careful. You know what I'm saying? And you just gotta have integrity. But as a businessman, that was a very savvy move from Jay Z. I can salute it. As a businessman, salute. As an activist, I kind of question the integrity in that. You know what I'm saying? In that move. You know what I'm saying? But as far as Kaepernick go, Jay Z supposedly helped Kaepernick get a workout. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna see how that plays out. But at the end of the day, the fight was never about Kaepernick getting a job. I don't want people to think just because Kaepernick get a job that the fight is over. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not facts. That's not the move. You know what I'm saying? We got to keep the fight going. That's just like when Malcolm X, uh, Martin Luther King, when those people got killed, we looked at like the fight was over for some reason. You know what I'm saying? That took all the fight out of us, basically. You know what I'm saying? We can't have it be another situation like that. Just because Kaepernick get a job, the fight ain't over. We're still being oppressed in this country. It's still injustices going on in this country. You still got cops killing unarmed people of color. You know what I'm saying? That goes on every day. We see the video. I done stopped watching the videos. I done seen so many of them videos. I'm pretty much tired of seeing those videos. But it's like, yeah, man, Kaepernick getting a job does not equal to our reparations and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So we cannot lose sight of what the fight is. You know what I'm saying? The fight continues even if Kaepernick gets a job. The fight continues. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that. And me personally, I haven't been the biggest fan of the NFL since for a while. Before Kaepernick started kneeling, I've been fell back from the NFL or just the professional sports world. Period. You know what I'm saying? Because it's almost like a modern day slavery type of situation. You could say like, okay, well these dudes make all this money, but it's like, okay, they make all this money is because the teams in the league is making all this money, so they got to break bread with them. But they're still only getting pennies compared to what these teams are worth or how much revenue these teams bring in a year. You know what I'm saying? If you look at it, you know what I'm saying? And anything representing the American flag, any representation of that, I'm pretty much against it. I'm a revolutionary. A lot of this stuff, people are scared to talk this kind of talk on the internet. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna hold back. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not monetized anyway, you feel me? On this channel, on this page, I'm not monetized on this channel. So, bam. Anything, I'm anti-government. This government that we got. You know what I'm saying? I'm a true revolutionary to the sense of it. I feel like this is stolen land, and basically we're dealing with kidnapped people, for lack of better term. You know what I'm saying? That's the terms I'm gonna use. So pretty much I'm against everything what this country was built off of. You know what I mean? So when I look at the sports, the professional sports arenas, that's the representation of this country. It's a representation of the, white supremacy and all these different things. So for that reason, I grew up on sports. Me and my man is in the chat right now, Trap. We all grew up playing sports, loving sports, every sport. You know what I'm saying? Faithful fans of, the NFL, the NCAA, watching every game, every Saturday, every Sunday, NBA, all these different sports arenas. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in that culture. You know what I'm saying? But as an adult, I had to pretty much, reevaluate, the programs basically that's been set since I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? The programs that were set bam, like folks say, even the high school ball, we used to keep up with all that. We used to watch them boys coming up from high school, junior high sometimes, all the way to the pro. We would know these players, every player on every team, man. That's how hard we was into that. You know what I'm saying? But at some point, I realized I had to break the program of how society programs you, of what to like, what not to like, how to dress, what to eat, uh, goddamn, even you know the religions that they push on you, and all these different things. I had to reprogram myself. You know what I'm saying? And when I part of the reprogramming process, I stopped dealing with the pro sports arenas. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I watch it from time to time. I don't got a team. You know what I'm saying? I'll watch it from time to time, but that's I get. You know, I have it on in the background while I'm on YouTube. I have the game on in the background on mute while I'm on YouTube watching YouTube builds. You know what I'm saying? Like that. You know what I'm saying? I've been rocking like that for probably the last 5 to 7 years. You know what I'm saying? As far as that goes, but you know, shout out to Kaepernick though. Salute Kaepernick. He made a stand. He took a stand, and he did more than what a lot of people was willing to do. And he's, you know, uh, I don't want to be offensive. A mulatto, mixed breed. He's black and white mixed. You know what I'm saying? A mixed brother. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to all my mixed brothers and sisters. You know, but it's like he did more than what the full-blooded so-called African American players was willing to do. He put it all on the line. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, you definitely that's commendable. And like I say, he won his fight. Kaepernick won his fight. He got the lawsuit from the NFL, and now he's still getting a chance to get a job back in the NFL. He won his fight as far as his personal journey that he went on. But that wasn't our fight. You know what I'm saying? Our fight and what he originally kneeled for, we never won that fight yet. You know what I'm saying? That fight about the things what he was kneeling for, we still ain't won that fight because he wasn't kneeling for a job. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't kneeling for a check. He got a check from the NFL, but he wasn't kneeling for that because that came along after they didn't want to let him play no more. That's what he sued the NFL for because he basically they didn't like it was a discrimination kind of lawsuit or something of that effect. You know what I'm saying? So, that wasn't why he was kneeling. You know what I'm saying? The things that he was kneeling for, we still face today. You know what I'm saying? We still face all that today. The oppression, the injustice, how we still haven't received reparations. Come on, man. That's the fight. That's the fight right there. You know what I'm saying? The fight ain't arguing about how much of a piece of shit Trump is. That's not the fight. The fight is the oppression, the injustice, and reparations, things like that. You know what I'm saying? Because the injustice, the prison industrial system and all that goes up under injustice. You know what I'm saying? Oppression, that goes up under, uh the systematic white supremacy that, basically how they built these neighborhoods and put the African Americans in these certain corners of these towns, you know what I'm saying? And they keep them in that town. I mean, keep it on them sides of town, basically, and they don't pump no money into them sides of towns. And, it's basically the folks in these ghettos, or what you would want to call it, they're basically surviving off of pennies, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's the oppression that we're facing. You know what I'm saying? And Kaepernick showed you basically what he was what the fight was when the NFL had dropped him. Kaepernick could start donating to all um these charities for these underprivileged kids. You know what I'm saying? So he showed you what the fight was. These impoverished kids, he had donated X amount of dollars to all these impoverished areas in the United States. You know what I'm saying? So that shows you that the fight was bigger than just him getting a job or him playing, you know, or just the police brutality situation. It was bigger than that. That was part of it. You know what I'm saying? You know, police brutality, that's part of the injustice that we face. You know what I'm saying? But the fight is not over. Just because Kaepernick get a job, if he gets a job, the fight continues, man. We got to get these reparations. You know, that's the major fight that we're facing right now. It's reparations for the stolen, for the kidnapped people that was brought to this country. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention the indigenous people that was here and never received reparations because only certain groups of indigenous people, as far as you know, we know them as Indians. Only certain groups receive land and these type of things from the government. You had other indigenous groups and communities that basically they didn't receive nothing. You know what I'm saying? So the government pretty much we own stolen land, man. So they owe reparations and they owe the indigenous people that was here that never received anything. You know what I'm saying? So that's our fights that we have, not Kaepernick getting a job. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say that. You know what I mean? I ain't even gonna go too long. We're going on 30 minutes. We ain't gonna go too long with this one. We just wanted to tap in real fast and really just give my feedback or my input on how I seen that whole situation. You know, shout out Kaepernick. Shout out Jay-Z if he helped Kaepernick get the workout. You know, Jay-Z being in bed with the NFL, I don't know if that's the best thing for an activist. You know what I'm saying? If you know he's the leader of our people at this point, I don't know if that's the best thing for our people, but salute him as a businessman. You know what I'm saying? That was a very savvy move, you know. And yeah, man, the fight continues, man. The fight continues. Basically, that's the gist of the story. You know what I'm saying? That's the moral of the story, man. The fight continues. Just because Kaepernick got a job, you know what I'm saying? That don't mean that our fight is over with. The things that he was kneeling for, we still facing them today, you know. So we just got to keep it going. And you know how I give it up. Follow me on Instagram, Asar Amin Ra, ASARAMENRA. You know what I'm saying? Follow my subscribe to my other two pages. It's Urban Media Fix and Hip Hop Media Outlet. Subscribe to my other two channels. And make sure you hit that notification bell. If you ain't subscribed to this channel, subscribe to this channel. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't hit the like button, hit that like button. And hit that notification bell. You know what I'm saying? So when I go live, you can be in tune with me. We going in. You're gonna see a lot of me. Trap, my man Trap. Trap House Boxing. All things boxing. That's one of our affiliate channels. All things boxing, go over there, Trap House Boxing. You know what I'm saying? Hit the subscribe button and that notification bell. You know what I'm saying? And for the most part, I got a couple more builds I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna give y'all a little preview of the builds I'm gonna be doing. One of them, it's gonna be a heat rock, man. You know what I mean? This thing gonna be smoking, and that's the one. It's gonna be titled how did Sonetta pretty much let his movement go down? How did his page become watered down? Or I'm still coming up with the title. I had a title the other day, but it's not coming to me. But the gist of it is, how did Sonetta fall off? Or why did Sonetta fall off? You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be, just wait for that one. You know what I'm saying? And then I got another one that I might do today. It's Tech Nine. He basically tried to defend Eminem. I was gonna put that one on this one, but I'm gonna do it in a separate build. He basically tried to defend Eminem, and I'm gonna do a build about that. So be looking forward to it. And without further ado, you know, cosmic salute to the universal fam. I'm out.